Hello, in our business study section, let us discuss about business environment. So, the success of the business largely depends upon the suitability of environment around it. Hence, in order to survive and grow, an enterprise has to adopt itself as per the business environment. So, what is business environment? The term business environment means the sum total of all individual, institutions and other forces that are outside the control of the business enterprises but may affect its performance. It means all those forces which are outside the control of the business but it affects the business as a whole. So what are these forces? So forces can be classified into two categories. One is the general forces, other is the specific forces. Now general forces is common for every business. Example, you have economic forces, you have social forces, political, legal and technological forces. These forces are common for each and every business in the country. Whereas specific forces are different for different business. And specific forces includes investors, customers, competitors and suppliers. Investors, customers, competitors and suppliers, they are different for different business. They're not the same for each and every business. Now let us discuss what effect do the change in business environment has on the business. We'll start from increasing taxes by the government. Now when the government increases the taxes, what impact will it will have on the business? Now effect that it will have is the cost of production will increase and the things will become costly. So that is an impact of the changes in the business environment. Number two, technological improvements and innovations. With the more improvement technology and innovations, what impact it is having on the business? The existing products will become old and outdated. For example, LCD TVs became outdated with the innovations of LED TVs. It was replaced by LED TVs. Number three, changing taste and preferences of the customers means when there is a change in the taste and preferences of the customers, what will be the impact on the business? There will be a shift in the market demand from the existing products to the new products. It means the customers, they will stop purchasing the existing products in the market and they will start purchasing the new products which is there in the market. Next, increased competition in the market. If the competition in the market increases, what will happen? The profit margin will be reducing because every business will try to reduce the cost so that the customers may be attracted more and more and profit margin has to be reduced. Now where is political uncertainty in the market? In every country, if there is a political uncertainty, there will be a fear in the minds of the investors, and these investors, they will not be investing in long-term projects. From these examples, we can see that if there is any change in the business environment, that change in the business environment will be having an effect on the business. So there are certain things which are not under the control of the business, but these things, they have impact on a business. Let us discuss the features or characteristics of business environment. We are having the features of characteristics or feature of business environment: totality of external forces, specific and general forces, interrelatedness, dynamic nature, uncertainty, complexity, and relativity. Number one, totality of external forces. Business environment is the sum total of all the external forces that directly or indirectly influences the working of the business system. Second, specific and general forces. Business environment includes both specific and general forces. Specific forces are investors, customers, competitors and suppliers, whereas general forces are social, political, legal and technological conditions. Both these forces have an impact on the business environment. Number third, interrelatedness. Different elements of business environments are closely interrelated to each other. For example, increased awareness for health care has raised the demand for organic food and the roasted snacks. Number 4. Dynamic nature. The business environment is dynamic in nature. It means it keeps on changing, whether in terms of technological improvement, shift in consumers' preferences, or entry of new competitors in the market. For example, changes like innovations of new technologies of production. Next, new member in the government, changes in the industrial policy, etc. Due to the dynamic nature of business environment, management is required to remain highly cautious, alert, and adaptable. Number 5. Uncertainty. Business environment is largely uncertain as it is very difficult to predict future happenings, especially when environment is changing too fastly, like in case of information technology or the fashion industries. Next is complexity. Business environment consists of large number of interrelated and dynamic forces which arise from different sources. So, it becomes difficult to understand what exactly constitute a given environment. For example, it may be difficult to determine the extent of relative influence of social, economic, political, technological, or legal factors on change in demand of a product in the market. The last one, relativity. The business environment is a relative concept since it differs from country to country or even region to region. For example, political conditions in USA is different from those of China or India. For example, a shift of preference from soft drink to juices will be welcomed as an opportunity by a juice company, while soft drink company takes it as a threat. Let us discuss some of the importance of business environment. The first importance of business environment is business environment enables the firm to identify opportunities and getting the first mover advantage. The external environment provides large opportunities for business units. The company which is more cautious about the changes of the business environment can take better advantage of the opportunities instead of losing them to competitors. For example, Maruti Udyog became the leader in small car market because it was the first to recognize the need for small cars. Number 2, business environment helps the firm to identify threats and early warning signals. Environmental awareness helps an organization to identify threats to its business interest and acts as an early warning systems. Timely understanding of environment helps to make suitable changes in the organization. Let us take an example. For example, if an Indian firm finds that a MNC is entering the Indian market with new substitutes, it should act as a warning signal, and the firm must prepare to meet the threat by adopting measures like improving quality, reducing cost, engaging an aggressive advertisement, and so on. Bajaj Auto has made large improvement in its two-wheelers when Honda and other foreign companies entered the auto industries. So, the business environment helped the firm to identify threats and it acts as an early warning signals. Number 3, it helps in tapping useful resources. A business enterprise assembles various resources like inputs such as finance, machines, raw materials, power, labor, water, etc. from its environment, including investors, government, and suppliers. In return, the business enterprises supplies the environment with its outputs such as goods and services for customers, payments of taxes to government, return on financial investments to investors, and so on. Therefore, business environment helps in tapping the resources that it needs so that it can convert those resources into outputs that the environment desires. And point number 4, business environment helps in coping with rapid changes. Today, business environment is getting increasingly dynamic. It is because the large number of groups in the market, such as customers, such as technology, competition is there. Because of that, business environment helps in coping with the rapid changes in the environment that may arise. Number 5, it helps in assisting in planning and policy formulation. The environment is a source of both opportunities and threat. We know it from the above 2 points. Because it is a source of both opportunities and threat, its understanding and analyzing can be the basis for deciding the future course of action, that is planning and policy formulation. For example, entry of new players in a market means more competition, which may make an enterprise think about how to deal with these situations. Last point number 6, we would be discussing, and then we would be closing this topic. It helps in improving performance. The enterprises that continuously monitor the environment and adopt suitable business practices can not only improve their present performance but also conclude to succeed in the market for a longer period of time. It means that business environment can help in improving the performance of the organization. So what is the sum of all these things is that the business environment is there, and that business environment has to be dealt with in a proper way. The managers has to do the study of the business environment because it can help in getting the first mover advantage. It can help in identifying the warning systems, and it helps in tapping the useful resources of the country. It can help in coping with the changes. It can help in policy making. It can help in planning, and it can also help the performance of the organization. So, in short, the study of business environment will help the managers in a huge way.